Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh, right. Oh.
Norma? Norma?
Right.
Norma? Norma?
Yes, yes.
Norma? Norma, what's this cake doing? Is it breakfast?
It's Helen.
All right, Ellen. Is it edible?
Your dad says hello.
Is it breakfast?
1 second, Norman. I'll be finished in a second. Thank you for calling, love. I've got to go and feed your father now.
Norma!
It's not ready yet, Norman.
Cake? For breakfast? My birthday's in October.
It's my birthday.
Oh. Looks like a nice cake.
For a nice lady. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Birthday.
All in one go?
I thought we could go to the zoo today. You always like the zoo. We haven't been in years. Helen used to love those bears, do you remember?
Those bears nearly bit my hand off.
You can't tease a bear, Norman. They'll eat you for breakfast, given half a chance.
Speaking of breakfast...
Oh, look, Norman. It's our song. I haven't heard this in years.
Our song?
You must remember. You must.
Did it play at our wedding?
Yes. The band played it. It was wonderful.
Oh, yes. I remember.
Come on, Norman, dance with me.
We are both far too old to be dancing.
No, go on. Don't be boring.
No, absolutely not. You're embarrassing yourself.
Do you remember what you said to me in your vows?
What, something about breakfast?
You looked me in the eye and you told me I'd be enough. That I would always be enough.
Well, that's true. Two of you'd be a bloody nightmare. Oh, Christ. I'm only joking. Go on, then.
And
Oh, I'm all dizzy.
Come on, one more time.
No, Norman, stop. Oh.
I don't think the Kate was very impressed with our dancing. Speaking of our wedding, do you know what you remind me of? When your mother fell over at the reception. Too much bubbly. Hilarious.
That was Carol.
Carol? Carol wasn't there, was she?
That was when you married Carol.
That's disgusting.
Deep breath. I'll get you some water.
Pig!
Let's move to Belgium and start again. Let's move to Belgium and start again. Do you know what they've got there? No, I don't know a whole lot about the place. Let's move to Belgium and start again. Let's move to Belgium and start again. Let's Belgium, it'll be okay. Let's move to Belgium, it'll be okay. But what would we do for cash? I don't know what we do for cash, but come on, let's move to Belgium and start again. Let's move to Belgium and start again. Let's move to Belgium, it's really cool. Let's move to Belgium, it's really cool. They don't speak English. I know they don't speak English, but Centre Parks is cheap. Oh yeah? Their Centre Parks is dirt cheap, and I like asparagus. I really love asparagus. So, let's move to Belgium and start again. Let's move to Belgium and start again. It's growing fearsome, this United Kingdom. So, let's move to Belgium and start again. Let's move to Belgium and start again. Let's move to Belgium and start again. Let's move to Belgium and start again.
Have you ever thought about your bathtub? Or your bathroom for that matter? The bathroom, such a weird place, isn't it? The only place in your home where you just don't hang around. You always visit the bathroom with a purpose. When was the last time when you thought, I make a tea, grab a book, and just spend some time in the bathroom? It just doesn't happen unless there's the bathtub involved. The bathtub is the oasis in this clean and sterile place. Most people use it for taking a bath, of course. Sometimes you can do other things. Sex, maybe, if you have someone to have sex with. It doesn't happen too often, does it? Because the bathroom is a place of secrecy, a place of shame even. What we do in the bathroom usually, we don't want to talk about it. We want to keep it as a secret. Whatever you do in the bathroom, you don't want people to know about it. What else can you do in a bathroom? Well, pee and poo, obviously. For poo, yeah, that goes to the toilet, absolutely. But for pee, again, the bathtub is a very good choice. It's very effective. In fact, it's a lot better than a toilet. It's a much larger target. And when you finish, you just give it a quick rinse and it's clean. I just peed in the bathtub a couple of minutes ago and look at me. It's so good. All that filth and dirt just flushed away. Are you thirsty? Because here's the shower. Refreshing. You can drink in the bathtub. The there's no reason to leave it, and all that fluid, that's really good for the kidneys. No wonder I just keep going to the bathroom for peeing. It feels like I'm talking about too much about pee. Vomit. You can absolutely use the bathroom for puking. Not the bathtub though. I tried it once. I don't recommend it. Just do it in the toilet. What else? What else? Shaving. Shaving. You can shave your face and body in the bathtub too. It's actually the perfect place to do it. You probably don't believe, but I'm smooth as a baby down below. Except my butt crack. I tried it a couple of times. It never ended well. And you can sleep in a bathtub. You just move stuff around a little and slide down. It feels so good.
in most community plays, your creative team will be a set of professionals. The actors are doing something for the first time, but your creative team are really supporting that process and adding all their artistry to the play. So then what you get is this kind of fusion of a really, really professional feeling and looking piece, but actually put together by people who've never done it before. That I love about it. The atmosphere of that and the relationships you build and what you manage to create with those people is somehow way more important than making professional shows, because the sense of satisfaction and just joy from doing that is unrivaled.
The most amazing community performance ever.
Amazing.
Really empowering.
A big community that performed an amazing play.
Joyful, exhilarating.
A highly enjoyable and magical experience.
Community plays are always performed by actors who may have never acted before, so people who live in a certain area where the play is being created and performed. It came about through the creation of a theatre makers group, and it was made up of local artists and creators.
And the community play grew out of those sessions in terms of there seemed to be quite a thirst in our group to mount a large-scale community play for the Valley.
We were all very unanimous on the idea that we wanted to do a community play, because Valley Arts has been doing such amazing work in the Valley, bringing shows in to our village halls and creating this huge community of audiences. But it felt like it was time to kind of flick the switch and think about how audiences could become participants.
I was actually swimming in Hengrove, and I thought, if we're going to do make a community play, what could it be about? And then we thought about, the idea of water came. And there are floods. I mean, there are floods in the valley. There are floods all over Somerset. We don't get snow days anymore, we get flood days. And then there's also a whole bunch of young people who are growing up who are really worried about what's in front of them, what the climate crisis is going to do to them. So it's kind of trying to look at all those different voices, different angles into water. And then the challenge was, how do you not make it too gloomy, How do you make it so it's a bit of fun? And I think they've done an incredible job with that.
The intention for today is that it's for us to meet you, for you to meet each other, and for us to do a little bit of sort of casting, really, because we've been developing in the background a script with our writer Toby Hulse, which has been informed by lots of workshops that have happened across the valley of varying types, and it's a tough brief, actually, because there was so much amazing material and so many different opinions about what should go in and what should stay out. But really the main thing we're going to be doing is playing some games, doing some exercises, just general drama stuff so that we can see how you move, how you work with each other, and a little bit of sort of acting-led exercises to start to just understand what we have in the room, really.
Ha! Ha! Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. That was very good. I was going to say as well that everyone who's come today, as long as you're enthusiastic and want to continue with us, will be offered a part in the play. And there's a registration form that I sent through just for you to let us know whether you want a really big part or a small part or a non-speaking part. A bit more about the show. There's going to be an enormous fish puppet. Spoiler alert, there's a fish, and it is huge, and lots of you will be in it. And that's the first thing you need to know. And this time, I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to do it, but you're going to do it exactly the same time as me. Ha! Oh, you'll be so good at this by the time July comes along.
Is that the culprit?
Listen! Different bodies of water have different functions. It's our responsibility.
I'm Dottie, I'm 10 and I'm from East Harptree.
Cassie Walkling, I'm 73, I live in West Harptree.
My name's Matthew Clipson, I am 51 and I am from Felton.
So as part of our community cast, we've got a real range of different types of people with different experiences. So we've also got a cast full of young people as well as older people. To highlight a few, Matthew Clipson started to be involved with Valley Arts and the idea of performing when he joined our adult performance group last year. And since then, he's really got a passion for it and has gone from strength to strength. And he's now playing one of our main roles in the Rising Waters show. So far, he's doing brilliantly, and it's a joy to watch him work.
So I have next to no acting experience really, apart from having done the Valley Arts adult performance workshops. I really enjoyed them. They were very challenging, quite challenging for someone like me who is quite introverted. If you spent a couple of hours, part of which was pretending to be an egg, in front of a group of people you don't really know that well, then you kind of, it helps you get over yourself a little bit.
Then there's Dottie Nicholas. She's 10. She came to this process because Emma is co-directing with me and she was interested in what it was like. She said on her feedback form that she might want to be an actor, which is the first time Emma had heard about that. So I think for them it's been a really lovely period of growth and change. And she's also found her voice. So it's great to see her grow into her own. And also it's lovely to think that maybe she'll become a professional actor and it'll be this experience that's inspired her.
On the first sheet of the script, it says the cast list and it has descriptions of them. And all of them have this these descriptions, and it says like a whole sentence of what it's like. Mine is one word, and that's sassy. So yeah, I have thought of being an actor, so that's one of the things, but I'm not really sure because I don't really want to have my head fixed on what I want to do because I might change it at any point. I always get a bit nervous when I'm going on stage. I think I'm like fine, then I see all of the people and I'm like, okay, that's a lot of people. Apart from that, I think the rest of it's just going to be fun.
And then there's Cassie, who has been a champion from this project from the very beginning. It's great to see her kind of quirky sense of humour come into its own and for her to take such ownership over her costume and what her character is. So I've seen her go from someone who is dabbling in performance to someone who's actually working like a professional in the space.
I did drama and English at college. When I moved to Bristol, I worked with a New Bristol Theatre Company. So I haven't done any acting. I haven't acted in a play for 43 years. I wasn't interested. I don't see myself as a performer. I said I'd like to be involved in it. You know, I'll do anything because it's a community thing. And we've just moved to the Valley, so it seemed like a really good idea to get to know people. And you know, we've been here a couple of years, but just to get more involved.
Do you have many lines?
I have enough lines for me, thank you. I think I had more confidence in my mental ability. I used to be able to learn lines very quickly, and yeah, I'm in a different place. I'm trying to pretend I'm not, but I am in a different place. That's how I feel, I think. You know, have you really bitten off more than you can chew?
It's going brilliantly. We just had a fantastic rehearsal of the opening and closing songs, and everyone's learnt the lines really well, and it's really picking up. I think we are on target. We're in what I'm calling my bottleneck right now, because I've got to get a whole load of audio files and everything's sort of coming together so that then all the rehearsals are rolling with all of those sound effects. I'm slightly flying like Meadow, but it always comes together in a wonderful way, so we're relying on that.
So Rising Waters is two parts. One is a community project and one is a community play. And this takes place in different locations all over the Valley. So for instance, we've been partnering with the community farm to deliver a range of creative arts workshops with our artist Juliana Turan. So we've been making fish scales, which once created by the community are then attached to our massive puppet fish. So we've had multiple workshops with all different groups across the valley. So when everyone arrives on the day at Valley Organic Garden, they'll hopefully be able to pick out their scale on the big fish. We've also been running music workshops led by our composer, Ted Waters, and Tom Wilding. And they've been looking at ukulele beatbox workshops and how using the theme of water can inspire new songs and ideas. We've also been running storytelling workshops, firstly to gather people's memories of the valley, but also inspire them to take writing further. And those have been led by our playwright, Toby Hulse. We've also launched a schools programme, and over the next 2 months we'll be making fish puppets in 6 different schools in the Chew Valley, which can then be performed on the day alongside our big fish in Yeo Valley Organic Garden. So we're really giving young people in the valley an inspiring set of workshops explaining how they can make their own work and then perform it.
This is Puppet Place. This is where we've been building mainly the fish puppet, but other props and stuff is going to be built here. The way we're managing to do this is because we've got a sort of team of helpers from people who are working in the building who are puppet makers, designers themselves. It looks a bit scary at the moment because it's got no eyes. There's lots of workshops that have been going on surrounding the whole production. And so what you'll see on the fish, if you look over there, those scales that have been added, which have been done by the community in lots of different workshops, and there are also sort of miniature versions of the fish the actors will manipulate, but we're hoping lots of children will turn up who've been making these in school.
Wow, phenomenal, isn't it?
Is it safe to lift up, or is it still a bit?
Yes, so I don't know if any of them have held a giant puppet before. A lot of actors have never held a giant puppet before. They're going to take on this kind of quite a responsibility, but we hope we've made it as easy as possible. So we're about 5 weeks out now. Stuff's really ramping up and getting very real for the actors.
Well, we're scouting for locations for our performers to be placed all across this beautiful garden.
Rising Waters is taking place in Yeo Valley Organic Gardens, and the pre-show is going to happen in lots of different spots around the gardens, and audiences can just happen upon poetry and stories in spectacular little spots around the gardens. That's followed by listening to some singing and following the fish puppet up to the main stage, which is situated in front of the lake.
It's going well. It's the kind of classic put it all together and realise that you need another 6 months of rehearsal. Today was quite pivotal for us because we're really late on in the process and we've only got 3 more rehearsals left before we do a show in front of the public, which is exhilarating and intimidating all at the same time.
I'm not feeling confident, I'm feeling okay. I don't feel confident, no. Interestingly enough, I was not sold on it when I was reading it. I thought, this is very, very preachy, and I'm not sure about it. And then when I came to the rehearsal and I watched the end section, which I thought was very preachy when I read it, and actually it was magical. And I suddenly got it, I suddenly got the play. I'd been reading it on my own, and I suddenly thought, you've got completely the wrong idea about this play. It has got a very interesting message, which transcends just rising water, the history of the place. There is something in it that is actually intangible, but that if we can bring out, that is quite magical.
Well, it's actually made me think of water in a whole different way. Like, I never thought of it like that before.
Yeah, deeply concerned about what's happening to the environment. Rising water is a huge part of that. It will affect us all. I mean, what would be great would be if the play lives on, inspiring people to volunteer more, to look at river management and planting more trees. So yeah, it'd be nice if it inspires people.
From my experience, the usual challenges for a community play, upskilling the community cast to feel confident enough to perform on a main stage in front of an audience of 200 people. That to me is the first massive challenge. You want them to feel like we've got them and held space for them enough that they can do what they do, and if they make a mistake, it doesn't matter.
I'm most excited about the performance working, and we all pull it off. And I don't f it up within it. You know, that it all works, and I don't let anyone down. That would be a great excitement that we pull it off. It's great, and I'm happy with my performance in it.
Taking part in Rising Waters will help me confidence-wise. The adult performance workshops gave me loads, greater self-esteem, and being involved in something.
I think doing this will boost my confidence because I've never done anything outside of a school production before. So my grandparents will be coming to the first one, and my dad and my brother will be coming as well. When I mention it, they say they're really proud of me for doing it.
We are a week before the show. The show is next week, so on Tuesday next week we'll be in Valley and starting to put everything we've done on the stage there. So it's the last rehearsal in the community. Now we're going to be actually in the place we're going to be performing it. So it's massive change, massive shift. Everything's got to go up a gear. I feel in my comfort zone. I feel like I trust the cast a lot. We've done what we set out to do, and we've created a team of people that really want to be there and really want to make it a success, and they've increased their confidence and their ability. So we're actually dealing with a really cohesive company right now. When you're in the thick of it in this week and it's really stressful, we really got to try and enjoy it, because next week it will be done and we'll just be looking back on it and thinking, oh, wasn't that really fun? And we won't remember the stress. But I feel very confident in the cast, and I think they'll do an incredible job.
Happy birthday to you.
All so ridiculous. Back to the show and let's get out there.
Yay! Yay!
We're just being crazy that you're We're warming up, you know. We're taking our nervousness out.
I've never been so confused in my life.
Mostly all excited, but some of us are a little bit nervous.
I'd say there's a lot of nerves going round, but I think that there's excitement too, and quite possibly at that stage now where we feel ready to actually go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I think today is quite important because we've got people out there who've paid money to come and see it, but they don't just see me standing there fluffing my lines and fannying around on stage and not know what I'm doing. I think I need to be focused. I think I need to be more focused at the moment, really.
I think we're doing really well.
Yeah.
I think Emma had an amazing idea yesterday to redo the start of the show, and I'm so glad that we did.
Just on the day that we're going to do it in front of the public.
We're so behind schedule. Let's just change the beginning.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to take a risk. I think it was worth it, and it was definitely worth it.
Oh, I hope that Rising Waters is something we as a community can be proud of, that it has a lasting legacy, which could be the stories that people have written in, it could be the film that's being made, it could be an exhibition that we take around, but it's about bringing communities together, about all the different people in the area being proud of something that we've made together.
Funny, magical, beautiful, community-spirited, gorgeous.
A wonderful opportunity to do something with the Valley, with just incredible people.
Rising Waters was the most fantastic thing that I've ever been involved in.
Magical, mystical, funny, witty, community binding, watery, drippy, bubbly.
Collaborative, enjoyable, inspiring experience.
A magical project full of people who connect to this valley.
Exhausting, remarkable, brilliant combination of people, ideas, skills, and let's do more.